Guys, I know I'm not the only one that takes various kinds of medications to maintain their health and enhance their quality of life, so I try not to be shy talking about these things. For example, in the past, I have mentioned that I take blood pressure medication, and I wanted to share today something that I thought was a peculiar difference between what I find in the West from certain retailers and pharmacies and what I found in the Philippines. It's not necessarily good or bad, it's just a difference. What you might find in the West is that when you get a prescription medication filled, you're going to receive a pill bottle that is something like this. It'll be somewhat opaque, maybe to protect from light. It'll have kind of a safety cap here, and that is like the form factor that we're used to. And 9 times out of 10, you're going to get a 30-day supply, a 60-day supply, some standard amount like that. What I've found in the Philippines is that they don't seem to use pill bottles or even vitamin bottles in the same way. When I visit a pharmacy in the Philippines, they will often ask me, how many do you want? And I'll give an example here. This happens to be a blood pressure medication, and instead of coming in a bottle, it's in a blister pack here. Same case with this blood pressure medication. It's in a blister pack, and they are perfectly fine selling you 2 or 5 or 10 or 15 or whatever the number is that you have decided to purchase, or maybe that you've budgeted for. They will simply tell you the price per pill and then ask you how many you would like. So that has been the case even with a certain allergy pill that I take. I find that once or twice a week I take a cetirizine, I think is how it is pronounced. Happens to be Zyrtec or Zyrtec-like product. And so my habit has been to purchase it in the same way. In the blister pack, they'll ask me how many I want. Maybe I'll get 5, 10. More likely I'll get 20 or 30 so that I don't have to shop so frequently. What I was surprised to find recently from a kiosk in the mall, I think it's called US Goodie Box, I'll double check and verify that, is that they had a number of products that seemed to be imported from the US or imported from Canada, and they were in the classic pill bottle form. So for example, here's an Alaskan fish oil product, and it's 100 soft gels. This one I've had for a little while, as you can see by the fact that the quantity is getting used up here. But the recent acquisitions included Allertech from Kirkland Signature, which I think most people know as a Costco warehouse club product. So I was really fascinated to find this, and with the idea that I could get 365 tablets, that'll last me more than a year. And I'll tell you what I paid for this in a moment, but I wanted to share another item I picked up from that same kiosk, and that would be a product for heartburn. So much like I described before, even heartburn products like Tums, for example, this is another brand name, slightly different formula, but they would come in sort of blister or foil packs like this, and you would just simply determine if you wanted 2 or 4 or 6 or 8 of them. But I was excited to find this bottle of Tums, and this one is 750 milligram. It is 200 units, or has a count of 200, and from what I can tell, it is imported from Canada. Some of the French language printing on here is a clue, but yeah, on inspection of the label, I get the impression it's a Canadian product. Now, there can be meaningful taxes and import fees on some of these items, but I was pleased to find that I got a really competitive price on these products. So, for the Kirkland Signature Allertech product, again, 365 of them, I paid a whopping 1,250 Philippine pesos. What that equates to is 21 US dollars. I think if you were to check your local CVS store or search Amazon for competing products, you'd find that $21 for that quantity is a pretty good price. Pardon me. So in addition to the Allertech at 1,250 Philippine pesos, I mentioned the Tums The Tums are only 900 pesos, and that equates to $15.16. So again, I feel like that is a pretty competitive price when I look at competing products or available products on Amazon, even before any shipping charges or taxes or import fees. So I was pretty pleased with that. Now, while I was researching this, I actually came across some new information which I was not previously aware of, and that is that in the Philippines, with some association with Costco warehouse clubs, there is a business called SNR membership clubs that are similar to Costco. They actually carry a lot of the Kirkland Signature products, but they maintain some different ownership model, some different ownership structure. But I'm really excited to find that there are these SNR warehouse clubs in Manila, in Cebu, which is not far from me. I want to say in Davao as well. So yeah, just some random facts for people that are learning about the Philippines, thinking about retiring to the Philippines, or maybe just visiting. Wanted to share some of my observations about my shopping for medications and for vitamins. Now, one other note, and that is I have now also become acquainted with telemedicine and home delivery of medications. One of my medications I actually got through a video consultation, even though I'm here in Bohol, and then had the prescription item, shipped directly to me through one of the local carriers. So I'm really excited to see that these options are available for me, take some of the pressure and stress off of maintaining my health, providing my medications, or keeping my medications stocked. So anyway, that's it for now. A bit of a Philippines price check, a few anecdotal stories, and we'll see you again soon.